Good morning, beloved. The title of this morning's devotional is Insert the Word Always. Insert the word always. One of the most important chapters in the entire Bible is the 13th chapter of 1 Corinthians. Paul's description of love is one of the most challenging that you will find anywhere. There have been thousands of songs, hymns, and books written about love. Many of them do a beautiful job of describing what most of us would call romantic love. We love to hear the songs, read the books, the poems, and bask in the fantasies of romantic love. Paul's chapter, 1 Corinthians 13, is not intended to be comforting. It is meant to be challenging, especially for a person who is attempting to follow the way of Jesus. We very much need to hear and listen with our whole being the description of love set forth in this chapter. I am convinced beyond any doubt that what the people of our world need the most is to learn how to love one another. It is especially what our children and young people need to see lived out in the life of families. Oh, how that would change the world, so that they can identify in their family with what love and relationship mean. It is in relationships where the real meaning of love is discovered, tested, and confronted again and again, and continuously. I want to share with you one translation of the 13th chapter of 1 Corinthians that I have liked for years. It was translated by a scholar, J.B. Phillips, a Christian theologian. Let me read it to you. This love of which I speak is slow to lose patience. It looks for a way of being constructive. It is not possessive. It is neither anxious to impress, nor does it cherish inflated ideas of its own importance. Love has good manners and does not pursue selfish advantage. It is not touchy. It does not keep account of evil or gloat over the wickedness of other people. On the contrary, it is glad with all good men when truth prevails. Love knows no limit to its endurance, no end to its trust, no fading of its hope. It can outlast anything. It is, in fact, the one thing that still stands when all else has fallen. Now, I want to take the translation and add a word. I don't think it changes the meaning. It just makes his description of love a little more challenging. I'm going to read aloud a part of that chapter, and I'm going to insert the word always, or in some cases, the word never. These two adjectives serve to emphasize the nature of how love operates. And this is not a sometimes sort of thing. There is no sometimes. Sometimes is not permitted. It is either always or never. Listen with both ears, your mind, your heart, and your spirit as I read aloud this passage with the word always inserted. Love is always patient. Love is always kind. It always does not envy. It always does not boast. It always is not proud. It always is not rude. It always is not self-seeking. It always is not easily angered. It always keeps no record of wrong. Love always knows no delight in evil, but always rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. Notice how the word always and never emphasize the stringency, the necessity of continuing to do and operate in this particular way. As I say, it is not a sometimes sort of thing. Well, I know I'm supposed to do that, but I'm not going to do it this time. No, it is an always kind of thing. Now, let me look closely with you at one of the phrases with always inserted. Love is always patient, not just on occasion when life and relationships are going easy, but love is patient in every instance, every confrontation with every person, especially within the family, between parents, and with children. Love is always patient. The ability and willingness, the belief and patience will test each one of us somewhere and sometime along life's journey. Every relationship with true value and deep meaning in our lives will require a faith in patience, the willingness to wait in many instances, the willingness to not jump in a confrontation in family and friendships, the ability to patiently watch our children make mistakes and learn from them rather than telling them quickly what they're doing wrong. Where is patience needed more than within the human family, in groups, in clubs, in societies, in the church, with our friends? A phrase I want to lift up with Phillips' translation in 1 Corinthians is maybe even more challenging, is the one which confronts me the most again and again. Let's say it aloud with the word always inserted. Love always looks for a way of being constructive. Isn't the word constructive a key challenge? It is such a challenging and confronting word. When you sit down to talk with someone, to help them and advise them, you will always try to be constructive, not just upon occasion, but always. You will not try to destroy or tear down the person, but you will seek to empower him or her with options that you believe are open to him and which are positive. You might want to try this as a constructive approach, as well as there are others. Let's test our idea on Jesus. That's always the ultimate test. How did Jesus do it? Do we see in Jesus a mission, method, purpose, and a good, continued attempt to be constructive and positive and caring and loving in every encounter in his life? Isn't that Jesus' way? Difficult? Yes. Impossible? No. Starting today, let your interactions with people always have the hallmarks of patience and being constructive, especially when attempting to empower those people that you love with your love and your caring. Try it. Believe it. Always.